Winter Soldier vs. Red Hood. Anti-heroes go head-to-head. Visuals of Winter Soldier and Red Hood in action, with dramatic music building tension. Hey there, comic enthusiasts. Ever wondered what would happen if Marvel's Winter Soldier and DC's Red Hood went toe-to-toe in an all-out brawl? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving deep into the ultimate showdown between these two legendary anti-heroes. Who's got the edge when it comes to raw power, skill, and sheer grit? Let's find out. Winter Soldier. Alright, let's kick things off with the backstory of our man from the Marvel Universe. The Winter Soldier, aka James Buchanan, Bucky Barnes. Now, if you're a die-hard Marvel fan, you know that Bucky started out as Captain America's sidekick way back during World War II. We're talking about his first appearance in Captain America Comics #1, way back in 1941. But here's where things get wild. In The Avengers #4, published in 1964, Bucky is presumed dead after a mission gone wrong involving an experimental drone plane. Fast forward to 2005, and Ed Brubaker brings Bucky back into the fold in Captain America #1 as the brainwashed assassin known as the Winter Soldier. So, how did Bucky become this badass, metal-armed super soldier? After being found by the Soviets, he's given a cybernetic arm to replace the one he lost and is subjected to mind control via the infamous Department X. They use sophisticated brainwashing techniques, including mnemonic programming and cryogenic stasis to control him over decades, turning him into the perfect weapon. Under the codename Winter Soldier, Bucky carries out covert operations and high-profile assassinations that significantly alter political landscapes. We're talking about over 24 confirmed kills of key political figures during the Cold War era. Red Hood. Switching gears to the DC Universe, let's chat about Jason Todd, the second person to take up the mantle of Robin. He first appears in Batman #357 in 1983. Jason's tenure as Robin is rough around the edges. Unlike Dick Grayson, Jason has a rebellious streak, which ultimately leads to his downfall in the iconic storyline, A Death in the Family, Batman #426 to 429, 1988-1989. In a gut-wrenching twist decided by fan voting, the Joker beats Jason with a crowbar and leaves him to die in an explosion. But you can't keep a good antihero down. Thanks to Infinite Crisis and the reality-altering events that followed, Jason is resurrected via the Lazarus Pit, courtesy of Ra's al Ghul. A process that comes with its own set of psychological side effects. Emerging as the Red Hood, Jason adopts a much more lethal approach to crime fighting. He believes that Batman's unwillingness to kill is a weakness, and he aims to clean up Gotham City by any means necessary, even if it means crossing lines that Batman won't. Winter Soldier's skill set. Now, let's break down what makes the Winter Soldier such a formidable opponent. First off, Bucky's got the Soviet version of the super soldier serum coursing through his veins. While it's not identical to Steve Rogers' serum, it grants him enhanced strength, speed, reflexes, stamina, and healing. He's capable of lifting up to 800 pounds and runs at speeds up to 30 miles per hour. His durability is off the charts. He's survived falls from several stories and kept on fighting. Bucky is a master martial artist, trained in multiple forms of combat, including Sistema, Sambo, and various forms of Kung Fu and Taekwondo. He's also an expert marksman with a proficiency rating that's comparable to the best in the Marvel Universe. Think Hawkeye-level accuracy here. Let's talk about that iconic cybernetic arm. Made of vibranium or a titanium alloy, depending on the storyline, it grants superhuman strength and can discharge EMPs, hack electronic systems, and even generate energy shields in some iterations. Plus, he's got a whole arsenal of firearms, knives, and gadgets at his disposal. We're talking about custom-made sniper rifles, grenades, and even energy weapons. Red Hood's skill set. Now, let's see how Jason stacks up. Jason is at the peak of human physical condition. While he doesn't have any superhuman abilities, he's pushed his body to its limits through intense training. He's strong enough to break bones with a single strike and fast enough to dodge gunfire at close range. Not too shabby for a guy without a serum. Trained by Batman himself, Jason is a master of multiple martial arts styles: karate, judo, aikido, capoeira, you name it. He's also honed his acrobatic skills to perfection and excels in stealth and infiltration tactics. Jason's arsenal is as deadly as it is diverse. He favors dual pistols but is proficient with all firearms, explosives, and melee weapons like katanas and combat knives. He also utilizes high-tech gear like tasers, smoke bombs, and even stealth gadgets to cloak his presence. His body armor is lightweight but highly durable, offering protection without sacrificing mobility. Winter Soldier. Let's dive into the mental game, because we all know a battle isn't won by brawn alone. Bucky grapples with a fragmented psyche due to decades of brainwashing. He's haunted by his past actions as an assassin and is on a path of redemption. This internal struggle can be both a weakness and a strength, providing him with a relentless drive but also moments of hesitation. His primary goal is to atone for his past sins. He's fiercely protective of those he considers allies and is willing to go to extreme lengths to prevent others from suffering as he has. This protective instinct can make him unpredictable in combat situations. Red Hood. Switching over to Jason's mental landscape. Jason is driven by a complex mix of justice and vengeance. His resurrection via the Lazarus Pit has left lingering psychological effects, including bouts of extreme anger and instability. However, he's incredibly focused when it comes to his mission. He believes that eliminating criminals permanently is the only way to save Gotham. His strained relationship with Batman and the Bat family fuels his desire to prove that his methods are more effective. This chip on his shoulder often pushes him to take unnecessary risks. Winter Soldier. Time to bring out the receipts. Bucky has been involved in some game-changing events. For instance, he was responsible for the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in the Marvel Universe, as revealed in *The Winter Soldier storyline. He's also taken down high-profile targets like political leaders and even other superheroes under mind control. He once fought Black Panther to a stalemate, a testament to his combat skills. In Captain America Volume 5 Number 11, he took on Steve Rogers himself and held his own. He's also survived explosions, extreme temperatures, and direct energy blasts. Red Hood. Now, onto Jason's impressive resume. Jason once took control of Gotham's drug trade to reduce crime, effectively becoming a crime lord to dismantle crime from within, under the Hood storyline. He's also successfully infiltrated and disrupted operations of major criminal organizations like Black Mosque's Syndicate. He's gone toe-to-toe with members of the Bat family, including Nightwing and even Batman himself, and held his own. In Battle for the Cowl *, Jason dons a Batman suit and engages in a brutal fight with Tim Drake and Dick Grayson simultaneously. Physical capabilities. Alright, down to the nitty-gritty. Bucky's super soldier serum gives him the edge in raw strength and endurance. Remember, he can lift 800 pounds and recover from injuries at an accelerated rate. Jason, while at peak human condition, can't match that level of physicality. So in a bench press contest? Bucky's got it. However, Jason's agility and acrobatic skills are top tier, thanks to his training with Batman. While Bucky is fast, Jason might have a slight edge in maneuverability, especially in urban environments. Combat skills. Both are master martial artists, but their styles differ. Bucky's combat style is more militaristic and brutal, incorporating lethal moves designed to incapacitate quickly. Jason's style is more varied, blending traditional martial arts with street fighting techniques. It could be a toss-up here, depending on the circumstances. Both are exceptional marksmen. However, Bucky's experience as a sniper and assassin might give him the edge in ranged combat. Jason's proficiency with a wider variety of weapons, including explosives and high-tech gadgets, could level the playing field. Tactical abilities. Bucky has decades of experience in espionage and covert operations, making him a master strategist. Jason is also a brilliant tactician, but his impulsiveness can sometimes cloud his judgment. In terms of patience and long-term planning, Bucky might have the upper hand. Jason's been known to use the environment to his advantage, setting traps and utilizing guerrilla tactics. Bucky, likewise, is adept at improvisation. Both are incredibly resourceful, so this one's too close to call. Setting the stage. Let's set this confrontation in a dense urban landscape. Think the back alleys of Gotham City or the streets of New York at night. Lots of buildings, tight spaces, and plenty of rooftops to play with. Perhaps both are after the same target, a high-value criminal asset. Their paths cross, and neither is willing to back down. Conflict is inevitable. Battle breakdown. Upon noticing each other, They both assess the threat level. Jason might open with suppressive fire from his dual pistols, attempting to gauge Bucky's defenses. Bucky, recognizing the lethal intent, takes cover and returns fire with precision shots from his sniper rifle or assault weapon. Jason utilizes his knowledge of the terrain, possibly setting off pre-planned explosives to catch Bucky off guard. Bucky, realizing he's dealing with a highly skilled opponent, activates the EMP function of his cybernetic arm to disable any electronic devices Jason might be using. As the battle intensifies, they close the distance. Hand-to-hand combat ensues. Bucky's superhuman strength clashes with Jason's agility and martial arts prowess. It's a brutal exchange with both landing significant blows. The tipping point could be an unexpected move from either side, a hidden weapon or a sudden environmental hazard. Strengths exploited. Bucky leverages his superhuman strength and cybernetic arm to overpower Jason when possible. Jason exploits his strategic planning, possibly using psychological tactics to unsettle Bucky, perhaps mentioning his past or mimicking voices, something he's done in the comics. Weaknesses revealed. Bucky's lingering guilt could cause hesitation, while Jason's emotional volatility might lead him to make rash decisions. If either can capitalize on these moments, it could turn the tide. Winter Soldier victory scenario. Bucky manages to outlast Jason, using his enhanced endurance and strength to wear him down. He could neutralize Jason's weapons with his EMP and exploit his own superior healing to recover from injuries faster. Disarming Jason and incapacitating him with a well-placed nerve strike or utilizing his arm's abilities to deliver a knockout blow. Game over. Red Hood victory scenario. Jason uses the environment and his tactical genius to set traps that Bucky can't anticipate. He might exploit Bucky's psychological vulnerabilities, throwing him off balance. Perhaps Jason leads Bucky into a confined space filled with gas or explosives, neutralizing his physical advantages. A well-timed explosive could give Jason the upper hand. Draw or alternative outcome. Mid-battle, they realize they're not so different. Both are soldiers who've been manipulated and are seeking redemption in their own ways. This revelation could lead to a ceasefire. Recognizing a greater threat, they decide to combine forces. Two anti-heroes teaming up? Now that's a story. Fan perspectives. According to a recent fan poll on comicbookfans.net with over 10,000 participants, 52% believe Winter Soldier would win, while 48% root for Red Hood. Talk about a close call. Fans in Bucky's corner cite his super soldier serum and cybernetic enhancements as the deciding factors. Those backing Jason argue that his tactical brilliance and willingness to fight dirty give him the edge. It's a heated debate, folks. Expert insights. Renowned comic writer Ed Brubaker, who reintroduced Bucky as the Winter Soldier, once commented that Bucky's greatest asset is his ability to adapt to any combat situation. On the flip side, Judd Winnick, who penned Jason's return as Red Hood, highlighted Jason's unpredictability and intimate knowledge of his opponents as his key strengths. Some experts point out that in crossover events, characters like Batman have held their own against superhuman foes, suggesting that Jason could potentially outsmart Bucky despite the physical disparities. Conclusion. Alright, let's wrap this up. Both Winter Soldier and Red Hood are incredibly skilled combatants with rich histories and complex motivations. Bucky's super soldier enhancements and experience as an assassin give him physical and tactical advantages. Jason's peak human conditioning, extensive training, and cunning tactics make him a formidable opponent. In a straight-up brawl, Bucky might have the edge due to his superhuman abilities. However, in a battle of wits and strategy, Jason could level the playing field or even tip it in his favor. Ultimately, the outcome could go either way, depending on the circumstances. And let's be real, it's these nuances that make such hypothetical matchups so much fun to debate. So, what do you think? Who's your pick in this epic showdown, Winter Soldier or Red Hood? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's get the conversation started. Thanks for sticking around, folks. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to see more epic face-offs, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you won't miss out on future content. Got suggestions for our next matchup? Let us know. We're always on the lookout for more awesome battles to analyze. Until next time, stay awesome and keep those imaginations rolling. End credits. Special thanks to all the comic writers and artists who brought these amazing characters to life. And a big shout out to our community for their continuous support. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Epic Comic Battles for behind-the-scenes content and updates. Fade out with an image of Winter Soldier and Red Hood standing back to back, and the quote, "Sometimes, to fight the monsters, you need to unleash your own."